Hi everyone, good morning. Happy Saturday here in July. Almost middle of July. Summer will be over soon enough, unfortunately. This is Mike Rendino, and welcome to another episode 6 of Fat, Furious, and Effed. Sorry it took so long since my last episode. I had to get a new phone, technical difficulties, and all that. So here I am, new Galaxy type phone, got rid of that old Moto 5G, whatever that thing was. So yeah, I've got little time, I guess. Let me get started. I apologize. The side of my face, it's kind of bright in here. The sun's out and it's happened to be at this view. So hopefully you can all forgive me for that. And maybe I can clean up the video. Actually, hold on one second here. Let me. There we go. All right, let's see. Okay, that looks a little better. All right, thanks for your patience. Welcome again, episode 6, Fat, Furious, and F. This is Mike Rendino. I created a webpage yesterday through GoDaddy. If you get a chance, check it out. It's under michaelarendino.com. I've got a couple books out that I recently independently published through Amazon. More books, stories, etc. to come. Got other stuff going on, just trying to keep myself busy, being on furlough and with this whole COVID epidemic. So I'm going to get into this because I've got some issues that have been bothering me for the last several days that I have to get off my chest. I'm going to just combine the Fat, Furious, and the F segments all into one today. It's just, this is hard for me, and I'm sorry, I'm just kind of pausing and trying to figure out the best way to say this without coming off like sounding like a hateful, kind of person. But I guess I want to start off again with the racial profiling, biasness, the statues being torn down, etc. The other day I noticed there's a debate right in Syracuse, New York, whether or not the Columbus statue should be taken down. I'm like, well, look at my stance has always been the same. If you're going to take one type of statue down, then you need to take them all down. It's just what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Right. History's history. There's nothing at all that we can do to change or alter any of this. And why would we? I mean, you learn from history. If you take that down and make it disappear, then, we're apt to make the same mistakes over and over again. Of course, with the statues up, we're kind of doing that anyways, but at least it's a reminder of what we did, what our ancestors did in their past, and hopefully we can avoid that. So anyway, going back to these statues, I was on Facebook. I made a post similar to what I just said. If you take one down, you got to take them all down. And within a minute or two, I started getting 3 or 4 irate females telling me that I don't know my history, that Columbus statue shouldn't be up. It's wrong. He didn't even discover America. He discovered the Bahamas, and so they were basically, I had like 3 or 4 of them just flaming me right out of the gate and, just trolling. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, how do I not know history? And I said, for one, aside from you not knowing me and I don't know you from anything, were you there? What is this, like 400 years ago? Come on now. History is depicted in the way the people at that time write it. Obviously, just like the Bible, it's been rewritten. And this is a philosophical / religion debate that I'll probably have a bunch of times on here. I went to a Jesuit college, Lemoyne College locally. I had a lot of discussions on this. So anyway, so then I start with this one lady. I'm like, you need to learn your history and realize what's going on here. And I said, besides, Columbus had nothing to do, Grant had nothing to do with the stuff going on today. Their statues, they serve as a reminder. So then her and a couple other 2, 3 other females started chiming in, and they basically do, and I hate to label it like this, but this is what it's been, at least for me. You get these certain Democrat types, liberal Democrats, whatever their case is, and their whole ploy is to gang up on people, make you feel guilty. So you take down your poster, you change it. It seems like the whole ploy here is to keep the majority silent and the silent majority. This way, the few people that are spouting off have the power, seemingly, at least through the regular media and social media. And I'm like, well, eventually I told her to piss off, that I don't buy any of her BS or any of this other crap, and that the statues need to stay, whatever. So then she posted several more times, and it ended up turning into, we got into the heat of why she was really mad. It wasn't a statue about racial equality or about police brutality or anything like that. Her last comment to me before I said hell with it and started blocking her and the three other ladies that were trolling me was to, she was like, he was a man, and a man's wrong, and a man came over here. So then the root of this whole story is that it was about a man. She hated a man, men, whatever the case may be. It was a male thing. And too bad I blocked her, because I had a thought. I was talking to my wife about it. We were kind of laughing about the whole thing. And the thing is, Christopher Columbus, and I'm giving everyone, this is a historical fact. So here's a lesson in history. Christopher Columbus was sent to the Americas by the Queen of Spain. I know, right? Just blew everyone's mind. Holy shit. A female sent a bunch of males over to investigate, colonize the Americas, whatever. Find gold like the Spanish were doing all over the place in South America, Central America, and bringing that stuff back in, and helping to further the wealth and status of Spain. Hello, a chick sent some dudes over, and now all of a sudden chicks of today hate these dudes, even though a female who's probably one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful and influential person in Europe at that time, sent them on a mission to do all this. So, I love women, obviously love men. I love everybody, typically, until people start acting like that. And then, whatever, it is what it is. But anyway, just a history lesson. A chick sent a bunch of dudes over to discover America. So if you're going to hate on everybody. But I'd rather you didn't. So, we're all about love. This is about love. This is the time that we need to look after each other, protect what we have, our neighborhood, our communities, our children, our neighbors' children, our friends' children, our family's children, etc. I was just really disappointed, especially with all the hate going on in Syracuse and people losing friends and family on Facebook because of all this racial biasness. When are people going to understand that the media, social media, the news media, certain people, a very small group of people, are twisting things around to create this chaos, this anarchy, this hate, this rage? Why are they doing this? There must be a reason. I can only speculate just like the rest of us, but there's some type of agenda out there that wants to keep people from becoming and staying unified and together. Syracuse is a melting pot. I grew up a white kid in a predominantly black neighborhood, and most of the time I never had issues. I was treated like one of their own in those areas, and people would come after me or you say something, and the neighborhood looked out for me, and I couldn't have been more grateful. And the fact that somebody would call me, biased or racial or whatever the case may be, that's BS, big time. Anybody who lives in Syracuse and has lived in Syracuse knows we had all types of people in the city. We do more so today than we did when I was growing up 30, 40 years ago. And it just breaks my heart, because I never, ever in my life thought that Syracuse residents would fall for the crap that social media and the media is putting out there today. I mean, these are family members, blood, man. Long time. Some of these people that call me racist recently, because I say these people that are looting small businesses and rioting and destroying stuff for animals. And they're like, oh, you must think, that the black people are animals, you racist, F you, this and that. I'm like, did I say that? No, I said everyone. I wouldn't want my property destroyed. Neither would you. No sane person would want anything like that. Who the hell wants their business burned down, torched, or destroyed? Who wants a statue of a historical event destroyed, dismantled? And the thing is, people destroying these, they're hooting and hollering and laughing, and they're keeping pieces of the statues as souvenirs. What the hell is that all about, So I guess my message is this. When it comes to social media, the news, whatever, look for the facts. Seriously, Look for information, keep digging, do your own research. Just don't take everything you see on there as the truth. Don't take it for granted. Obviously, there isn't responsible, professional, ethical journalism these days. It's just like a free for all. They're looking for ratings and they're trying to sensationalize and get the most viewership and subscribers to their network that they can. In the meanwhile, we're hurting ourselves and each other and destroying ourselves for what? For some agenda. I mean, I hate to say it like this, but when I think about it, I think about like all these rich and powerful, the less than 1% of these people in the world all getting together somewhere, like in the Colorado underground bunker, that Governor Jesse Ventura was talking about, or someplace, and they're getting all like drunk or sniffing bath salts or whatever the hell they're doing, like the really rich, powerful, famous people, all in a room on these padded couches, and I just see them drinking, socializing, like, oh, thinking, what can we do to F with the world and the U.S. today? How can we get people to hate each other more? This is great for business, blah, 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 or for their agenda, or whatever they want to do. I picture them spinning a board like, something like a wheel, like the Wheel of Fortune or something like that. Or like Price is Right or whatever. It's just, okay, let's see, and it lands on today. Let's say that, let's cause racial tension because statues are bad and they're evil. So then they go through their media people who make their employees or whatever start headlining or profiling like all this hate. Oh, statues are all racial. Like this one's bad. Oh my God, we got to take down Ulysses Grant. Oh my God, Columbus, he was the devil. We got to take that one down. Oh my God, there's a statue of the Kool-Aid Man in California. That must represent hate and racism too, because the Kool-Aid Man, oh yeah, that's totally racist and hateful. Sure, why not? Pfft. Anyway, so I just envision that just to try to keep some kind of humanist perspective on what's going on today. So I hope when you're out there, you're doing your thing, your messaging or whatever, you're not getting caught up, or if you are caught up in it, please, take a break, check it, the facts. That's what it's about, finding factual information as much as you can and making the best informed decision possible. And remember, our friends are our friends, our family is our family. These people are part of us for life. These people like Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook and the CEO of CBS News and CNN and all that, they don't know us. They don't give a shit about us. It's plain, it's the truth. They have their own agendas. Their thing is to keep their businesses, their companies going and making money, and they're going to do whatever it takes to try to herd the cattle, whatever, and kind of go from there. So there, it's just this whole thing. It's not even natural. All of this hate and anxiety and anger, the COVID and then everyone being trapped in, do we wear a mask? Do we not wear a mask? What's the ethical, moral, health, implications or results of this thing? I mean, there's just so much out there. And the thing is, we're not these kind of people. I mean, social media, sorry, almost lost my phone there for a sec. Social media, technology, and I've argued this in some of my papers during my master's at Lemoyne, has social media itself, technology has become so inundated in our daily lives. It's almost like people can't live without it now. And a lot of the stuff on there, a lot of these platforms are just not natural. We're human beings. Initially, apparently, when human beings first came to be, we weren't so much of a pack animal. We're independent, solitary people. Decide to come together because it's easier to work together and get things done quickly, cheaper, more efficiently, whatever the case may be. So in a city, town, village where we're in close proximity to other people, there's like an understanding and agreement that we're all going to do what's right for ourselves and the community, regardless. And for the people that don't, the outcasts, the outliers, they were usually banished, exiled, or killed. They were punished in some way because they couldn't fit in with that society. Is that right or wrong? I don't know. I'm, one of these outside the box thinkers, and I try to think and, put everything into some type of rationale so that makes sense. If I dislike something, I dislike it. If I like it, I like it. But I'm not unwilling to just shut people down, shut them out, and saying, I don't agree with you, piss off. It seems like a lot of that's going on. Or I don't agree with you, you're racist. I don't agree with you because you offended me. It is what it is. We all have our own opinions, our own unique who we are. It's not the natural order of things to have so much hate, especially with your friends and family, people that you know. It's, I mean, the animals even are, animals, lions, tigers, all these packs are the same way. If something is not right, that is their usual norm in the herd, they'll put that, lion, tiger, elephant, whatever on the outside of the herd, excuse me, and just leave them out there. I know I'm having a tough time talking today, sorry. They'll leave them out on the fringes and exile them or not make them part of the community or whatever. Now, I totally believe that people are different and have their own opinions. But I think at the same time, it's natural law. Our universal laws being, I'll get into a discussion with this later on. It's just something I used to go through a lot with some of my professors and argue for hours on end. As far as different meanings of things. But natural law to me means that everyone agrees to abide by a certain standard. You have your own thoughts and opinions, that's fine. You can argue about it, you discuss it. Just like in ancient Greek times, Socrates, Plato, etc., they all had huge debates. They weren't out there knocking down each other's, statues and, burning down vineyards and stuff like that. They settled it in like a Colosseum arena type format. All different people were welcome. You were welcome to put your arguments and thoughts out there. Whether people agreed, disagreed, whatever the case may be, it kept everyone engaged, informed, and probably smarter than we are today. Because of the fact that they were willing and able to accept each other's opinions and thoughts, and they still lived together, came together, and built their societies together. These were great civilizations that lasted a long time, thousands of years. Greece, like Athens, Europe, Italy. I mean, shoot, Italy formed almost 1,000 years ago from a bunch of fishermen. Got together, decided, almost 800 years ago to turn Italy into like a Caesarship, etc., a republic at different times. They all discussed things. Some agreed, some disagreed, but life went on for everyone. And it wasn't in a way that we're, exhibiting today in our society. I mean, you think about it, how advanced we are, technology, medicine, mathematics, science. We see stuff that people never would have even dreamed possible, even 100, let alone 1,000, 5,000 years ago. And yet here we are, divided more than we ever have been, hateful. It's not natural. You know what's natural? Take your hand, right? Put it up to your chest. Close your eyes. You feel that? That's your heart beating. That's natural. That is a natural order of things. Your heart beats to feed your other organs with oxygen, other nutrients, so that you can act, talk, do stupid stuff like me on this blog, say stupid, crazy things, whatever. It's just in our natural ability. And I'll just give you another quick example because I want to move on a little bit here. But natural order, scientifically, medically proven, 98.6 degrees is an average temperature for someone. You go a couple degrees above or below that, something is wrong. It's your body saying something is wrong. It's natural. I don't know how else to put it, aside from just the slightest deviation in who and what we truly are, and then all hell breaks loose. And this is just in our bodies. I mean, I found out the other day that we have like 26 fluids in our body. The human body has 26 fluids. I was like, damn, really? I'm thinking, okay, got blood, got, semen, I guess. I don't know if I should be saying that on here, but hey, it's medical. It is what it is. You got like spit, placebo, but that's part of your blood maybe, or isn't it? I don't know. So yeah, you got your waste, your solid waste, your liquid waste. You got pee, poop, blood, spit, whatever. I'm thinking, where are all these other 20, 21 different fluids in our body. Do I even want to know? And I'm like, no, not yet. So thought that was too much information, the whole TMI. So I'm like, that's just crazy that 26 fluids in your body, everything else going on in your body. And yet, if your body temperature, your core temperature reaches even 1 or 2 degrees above or below that 98.6, that normal, that natural homeostatic temperature that it should be, that all hell breaks loose. That's what's happening now. I mean, crap, with everything going on, we must be at least 10 degrees above or below our natural because of the whole COVID thing, social distancing, masks. I mean, we're fighting with each other and exhibiting erratic behavior and just acting nuts over some really stupid shit. I mean, I gotta tell you guys, it's just exasperating, frustrating. That's why I created a blog, and I'll let you guys know that I created my own webpage yesterday through GoDaddy. So it's Michael dot, oh, I'm sorry, there's no dot in, I think, but it's michaelarendino.com. So if you want, check it out. A little bit of info on me. I have different links that I'm trying to get set up with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, because those are the media, social medias that I use, mostly Facebook and Twitter. But my 2 books that I recently published through Amazon are on there, and some other stuff, and I'll be adding pictures and other things as I go along here. But I would like to add more testimonials and thoughts of other people, of you guys out there, my subscribers. So if you could please, I think my YouTube segment here, Fast, Furious, and F, is now public. It's made public, available publicly. Share with your friends and family. If you think they like it, they don't like it, why? Let me know. Give me something to work with here. Be happy to call people when I start an episode and have a live discussion, to kind of get their thoughts, whether they're for what I'm saying, against what I'm saying, they're impartial. Because the thing is, when it comes down to it, we're all fat. And when I say fat, like I described in a previous episode, it doesn't have to be physical. It could be mental, emotional, whatever the case may be. Inside, outside, furious. We are all this lately. There's just no way around it. And we're definitely all in that boat. I mean, I'm hearing all these other pandemics, dengue fever coming out of China, this coming out of China, this coming from here. I mean, at least with me doing this and talking on this format, I'm trying to keep a little bit of my sanity intact, at least for the next pandemic to hit. Then maybe I'll just totally lose it, and who knows what I'll do then, streaking, through the backyard trying to chase down squirrels or deer or something. God only knows. But until then, I'm asking everyone to please be thoughtful, mindful of what you're saying and doing. We have our opinions. The internet will capture a spur-of-the-moment thought, emotion that we have, and it lasts on there forever. It's like a carbon imprint, man. It's on there. People can save it. Whether you meant it at that moment, you're just in the heat of passion, love, rage, whatever, just think about it. Try to find a way to promote something good. And I'm hoping, that we all get through this together. And I can only imagine what other states, towns, cities, countries, etc. must be going through. Like I said, it just breaks my heart to see Syracuse like this. Man, this is my home. I mean, there's so many people here. I went to school with Asian kids, black kids, Puerto Rican kids, and we didn't have the problems back then. And to me, things were a lot more raw than they are today. I find that people, even younger people, are more like self-aware, more, we're on a much higher level because of technology. I mean, that's one good thing about technology, that our awareness of who and what we are and our impact of ourselves as an individual and as a group stands out more than it ever used to back in like the 70s, 80s, 90s, etc. Other than that, I have issues with technology. I mean, I know I'm blogging and stuff, but man, let me tell you something. It's become such a hateful place to be. It just makes people sick to their stomach. It's not natural. And I'm just asking you to please take a breath, take a moment, think about what's being said. Does it make sense to you? Really? I mean, all the fake news out there. When someone puts something out there, like, does that really make sense? Is that what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're noticing? Maybe it is. and where you are. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. I'm just like, there's a better way of doing things, and I hope that we can get back to that natural law. That part, this is where it is, man. The heart, the head, the heart. In my case, the stomach. And anyway, one last thought here. I just want to thank everyone again, our healthcare, law enforcement, first responders, paramedics, fire people, for everything that they've been doing to try to keep this going. The whole defunding police is such a joke, and God forbid if it ever were to happen, because a lot of people would be going down in a bad way. I'm not threatening anyone. I'm just saying, without having that fear, that buffer of local, state, or national law enforcement, there's some bad people out there that are going to do some really bad stuff. So you think about that and remember that. When your house is broken into, your neighbor's house, your kids are accosted, you're accosted, to beat down, your business is destroyed, think about it. And my very last thought is about the parks. Man, look at local parks, national parks. I'm lucky because I'm in a beautiful place in upstate New York. We have a ton of parks. County parks, city parks, state parks, waterfalls, lakes, you name it. And the thing is, people are going out to these parks, like Green Lakes State Park, Buttermilk Falls is a good example the other day. People are going out and dumping garbage everywhere. I mean, bags of garbage. They're graffitiing rocks that have been around for thousands of years and just putting this crap graffiti on them. People are pooping all over the place, leaving like needles, campfires. People are destroying our parks, and you guys need to stop. The ones that are doing it, stop, please. For crying out loud, man. You're destroying the habitat for the wildlife out there. You're ruining for us right now, and you're going to destroy these parks for our future generations. Please, my last message and thought of the day. When you go out in public, respect your fellow people, respect the parks, respect other people's property, and most importantly, respect yourselves. Until next time, Mike Rendino, Fat, Furious, and Apt, I love y'all. Have a great day.